Okay, today we're going to look at the Spyderco Paramilitary 2 compression lock folder. I have collected knives for many years. I've had many a liner lock, many frame locks. I always thought the frame lock was the way to go. Never liked liner locks, thought they were independable, but not all of them are. Most of us will never break a lock on a knife if it's a decent knife. But Spyderco got me on the search after I played with this knife for a true one-hand opening, true one-hand closing knife. I'll get to that here in a second, but if you've had liner locks or frame locks, you can close them with one hand, two hands, but when you close a liner lock, you have to put your hand in the way of the blade to close it. On this one you do not, because it's like a liner lock, but it is on the back spine of the handle. Pretty cool idea. Probably stronger than a liner lock, similar to a frame lock, but most of us are never going to break either one if it's a decent knife. My problem is I've got a lot of knives. This is a Benchmade mini barrage. I'll review this knife later. It's a cool knife, but it's a spring assisted axis lock, but in order to close it, I need two hands. Or sometimes I will put it like that on my pants or whatever. But with this knife, I don't have to do that. Closes one hand easily. If you're on a ladder or doing something crazy and you're not worried about cutting your hand off, I like it. So, G10 scales. As you can see, it's CPM S30V. And it's made in the good old United States of America in Golden, Colorado, land of marijuana and plenty. Cool knife. Back spacers are nice and even. Blade is centered perfectly. Action, amazing. Look at the middle finger. You can do thumb, you can do index finger to close. Just press on the compression lock. It's that smooth. Bronze washers, it's pretty amazing how smooth it is. Clip, tip up or tip down for lefties or righties. One of the smoothest knives I've ever had when it comes to I've not touched this knife. A lot of knives you have to adjust the pivot or whatever to get them good and smooth. This one is out of the box, smooth as silk. It's a big knife. I reviewed the Mini Freak recently. Mini Freak is much smaller, you can tell. But I would say it's got about 3 inches of actual cutting surface, 8 inches overall, about 4 3/4 close length, handle length. It does not carry that way because it is very thin. If you compare that to the Mini Benchmade, I don't know if you can see it, but it is much thinner, and it rides in the pocket that way. In size, it's probably about the same size as a standard Benchmade Freak. It's a beautiful knife. I love Benchmades for a couple of reasons, but number one, if you look at these two knives, the Freak versus the Para 2, notice this choil. I can grab a hold, works very well for detailed cutting. Not worried about cutting myself, got good jimping on the back. It just fits the hand like a glove. I'll hold it like this, it fits the hand like a glove. But I can really choke up on this knife versus the Benchmade, and I find myself after carrying Spyderco, sometimes I want to get up in there, which is not good, but it's just a design factor. I love both of the knives, but if I was going to go into the woods, I'd probably carry this knife and also carry it to the office. Check it out. I've also got a pair of 3 that I'll be reviewing here soon, but If you haven't had a compression lock Spyderco yet, you need to get one. It's a hell of a design. Not much else I can say about it. It's S30V, G10, solid knife, and can be picked up at a pretty reasonable price these days. Very large lanyard hole, which I like, especially for a knife this size. But look at that. That is smooth, folks. Smooth. It's just me pressing on the compression lock. Crazy how smooth it is.